guys, welcome to another episode of Tea Sundays. So basically today I'm alone, and that's because it's not necessarily a main episode. It's one of those midweek specials that I promised you guys in my first episode that I released. So basically, I've been doing a lot of thinking this week, just centered around purpose and why it is that we are here. You know, just looking around, there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of unhappiness, there's a lot of, things that are going on. It's been a particularly tough week for South Africa, but also just personally, it's been a tough week for my friends, for my family, for a lot of people in my life. It's just been an extremely tough week. So, it just got me thinking that so much of the time, a lot is going on, and we don't take time to introspect and really look inside of ourselves, and figure out what it is that we want for our lives. Because, I think we, so much of the time, look at tomorrow as something that's going to happen and something that's promised, and it's not. When I think about everything that's happened this week, it's taught me that you don't necessarily have tomorrow. What we have guaranteed is now, and that's why we need to appreciate and be in the moment and be thankful for the fact that we are still here. I've started this practice every morning of waking up and, saying thank you to God for giving me another day to be here. And I can definitely say that it's definitely shifting my mindset in terms of with everything going on and, regardless of how difficult life might seem at the moment, it's actually like I have another day, I have another chance, and someone else didn't wake up that particular morning. Someone else didn't get the chance that I have to still fight and be alive. So anyway, I don't want to be too long, but it just got me thinking that I'm really passionate about starting what I want to call 4 weeks of focus for Tea Sundays. And what that is going to entail is a journey of looking within ourselves and really just taking time to shut out the noise and go deep within ourselves. And why do we do this, you ask? Because it's a journey of self-love. So we're all at different places in our lives in terms of finding ourselves, and some are more ahead than others, some are just starting out the journey, some don't even know where to start, or if they even want to start, they haven't even come to that awareness. But wherever you are in your journey of self-discovery and self-love, Tea Sundays is inviting you to what I'm calling 4 weeks of focus. So really what these 4 weeks of focus are going to entail is, as the title suggests, focus. But mainly 2 things, and that is going to be, or rather 3 things, which is going to be your wellness of your mind, wellness of your body, and wellness of your spirituality. So, I want us to start on the 9th of September, which is this coming Monday, and then that would mean we end on the 6th of October, so that would be 4 weeks. And what that's going to entail is, so we're going to start with, so it's, as I said, it's mind, body, soul, so let's start with body. With regards to body, it's going to entail us exercising. So we are going to eat healthy, and we are going to exercise for 4 weeks. This is a challenge for me as well, y'all, you know, because it's been a minute since I've been to the gym, and a minute is like putting it lightly, you know. But yeah, so basically it's going to entail 4 weeks of working out, 4 weeks of eating healthy. You know yourself, you know what works for you. I'm not going to prescribe for you. I'm not going to be like, oh, you need to work out every single day, whatever. If that entails just 4 times a day or whatever, that's what you do. Now, the whole purpose of this, like, you can take it as like, oh, weight loss or whatever. That's not necessarily my thinking behind it. But the reason why I'm saying it's eating healthy and exercising is because you are going to be focusing deeply on your body. So you are going to be literally giving to your body, you know, and cleansing it and bringing health into it, bringing activeness into it. And that's going to assist you because the 4 weeks of focus and the 4 weeks of journeying into yourself, it can't exist in isolation, you know. It can't be just focusing on your mind or just focusing on your soul. And I suppose, I mean, we can do those things, but something about being active, something about eating healthy, something about, you know, being mindful about what you're eating and what you're putting into your body feeds into all those 3 facets, and really allows you to deeply focus in on yourself, you know, and almost see a physical manifestation of what it is that you are doing, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when you're thinking a lot and whatever, you know, you might not necessarily see the change, but you know, being active, sweating, doing all of that stuff, it's physical evidence of the fact that you are working on yourself, which is very important in this journey that we're going to be taking. So, you know, every week I want us to, you know, do a post, preferably on Friday mornings. That's what I'm going with. You know, we're going to be hashtagging Tea Sundays, and we're going to be having a conversation on Instagram. And the idea behind it is that I'm going to put up a post, you guys comment, you know, hashtag Tea Sundays, and then you tell me, you know, this week I kept to my goal, this is what my, you know, just how many times I exercised this week, whatever the case may be, and this is what it's doing for me. Great. Now we're going to go to soul. So with your soul, you know, in this 4 weeks, it's going to really just be about making, and I know we all like, oh, I don't have time, whatever, but we prioritize what we want, you know. And so it can be in conjunction even with your exercise, but it's making time, and by time I mean 15 minutes every day to pray. So I mean, you might not be Christian, you might believe in different things, you know. Someone might believe in their ancestors, someone might believe, you know, in whatever you believe in, you know. But even if you don't believe in, like, you know, a higher being or whatever, but taking 15 minutes to connect with your soul, whether that be through meditation. Sometimes meditation doesn't work for everyone, right? Because some people meditate through movement. So maybe your 15 minutes is going to be while you are exercising, you know, maybe, or maybe it's going to be you dancing. You know, some people, when they play the drums, their spirit awakens, and that's how they connect with their spirit. So whatever works for you, but you are going to commit like 15 minutes every single day just to connect with your soul. And then finally we go to the mind, which is the hardest one in my books, because really conquering the mind is conquering yourself. Oh, by the way, apologies if my face is shiny, just washed my face, 9K skin routine. Anyway, back to the mind. So Um, the mind is very difficult to master for many reasons. But a lot of the time we stand in our own way. We've got so many fears. We're not going after the things that we want in life. We are watching other people live the lives that we want. Maybe we don't even want that life, but because there's so much noise around us, we're not taking time to really master our mind and listen to ourselves, to literally hear ourselves, and experts will tell you that, in order to hear yourself, you have to get through two voices, and the first one is the one of logic, which is the one that weighs up pros and cons and tells you, no, this doesn't work because of this, whatever. And then the second one will be the voice of emotion, and that's like, anger, ego, guilt, And I realize a lot of us are carrying a lot of burdens and a lot of things, and we need to unburden. We need to get to ourselves. My idea is that after this 4 weeks, you will be able to hear your inner voice better. You'll be able to access it. Your mind will be able to shut out the noise. And it's a very difficult thing to do, but it's an important thing to do, because so much of the time we're allowing life to happen to us instead of deciding how we want to live our lives. What do you want to wake up and do? And even if it's simple things, like being very mindful about everything that happens in your life. Who do you bank with? Why do you bank with them? I mean, it sounds so stupid, but making these small but very intentional decisions about our lives is so important, because the more you allow people to make decisions for you and the less you're mindful about the decisions that are being made for you, the more you actually just allow life to happen to you instead of you happening to life. So basically what it's going to entail, week 1 is the week of reflection. So reflection is something that a lot of us don't do. I was reading a quote earlier this week about the fact that we're so quick to blame other people. So we'll be like, oh no, I just keep having bad people come into my life. But what is it inside of you that is attracting those people? Something else that's simple is, like, a lot of us like to talk about haters and all of that stuff. But sometimes people are criticizing something that is real, and you're not able to receive it because you're not taking the time to reflect. I'm not saying like there is definitely like hate and hurt that people bring around in the world, but there are times when things are being pointed out within us and we'll be so quick to be defensive, but that's because we're not reflecting on what our triggers are. We're not reflecting on what it is that we're doing not so good in life, etc., etc. Now, reflection is not putting yourself down. Reflection is taking time to think, so that's what week 1 is going to be about. Reflect. What are you happy about in your life? What are you not happy about in your life? What do you think you should be improving? What do you think you should continue? Just reflect. Take time to just think, wherever that is, however long you need to. The first week will just be about reflection, just really doing some stock taking of your life. Week 2 is going to be about acceptance. There's a lot of things that we haven't accepted, myself included, and that's why I say we. Whereby, we just go around in life and it's almost even similar to like what I always say about like going into relationships when you haven't dealt with your scars and you haven't dealt with your wounds. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in there that are going to trigger you. And probably because you haven't come to an acceptance of them. So in that week, we're going to think about what it is that we need to start accepting in our lives. And you'll note then in everything I'm saying, I'm not saying you will find acceptance in that week. You will reflect and fix your life in that week, because this is a long journey, you know. It's a very long journey. I've been at it for like a year now, and I still haven't worked through everything. But this is just to get you into the mind of really just understanding yourself more. And like I said, it's getting you closer to your inner voice, closer to hearing your inner voice. So what is it that you need to accept, you know? For some of us, we need to accept that, like, maybe, you know, our parents didn't give us the love that we wanted, you know, or maybe it's something as light as the fact that we watch a lot of TV and go on social media a lot because we don't want to be alone with ourselves. We are scared to be alone with ourselves because the truth is we're not happy. Whatever the case may be, you need to start thinking about what it is that you need to accept. Then the third week is going to be about learning. What is it when you look around that you need to learn? Whether it is, I don't know, watching, listening to podcasts, watching something. I mean, I watch, you know, this other thing called Impact Theory and Women of Impact. Love it to death. But it might not be for everyone. You know, but I listen to a lot of interviews, a lot of podcasts, a lot of whatever, because that's what I'm interested in, that I want to improve my craft. That's what I do. So just take time that week to learn about something. Whether you know, putting on a YouTube video to learn about a certain course, whether you're listening to someone else talk about something, but something outside of your usual thing that you do. So maybe like you're always watching YouTube videos and people are just talking about general things, but no, you need to actively learn about something. So, you know, go on something that you normally wouldn't go on, and just watch something that challenges your mind in some way and makes you think in a way that you never thought before, you know. So that's what week 3 will be about. Now, it's important to stress that, you know, as we're moving through the weeks, we're not like letting go of the other week. So it's not like in the first week you're reflecting and then second week you're just accepting and there's no reflection. No, we continue. So we reflect in the first week. In the second week we accept as a priority, but we're continuing to reflect. You know, in week 3 we are learning as a priority, but we continue to accept and continue to reflect. And then last but not least, week 4 is going to be about your vision board and what you want to start taking action in your life on. So, I mean, you don't have to get like something fancy or anything like that. It can even be you just writing on a paper, you know, some words. But something that you're going to write, put pictures on, do whatever works for you, that you're going to see every day and that you're going to put strategically, whether it be in your bedroom or by the fridge, because you always open the fridge for some food, whatever the case may be, you know, that you're going to see all the time. That's going to remind you of what it is that you want for these last 4 months, and be honest, you know. I'm not going to say be realistic, because I don't believe in saying that to people. I think that's what limits us so much, is that we're trying to be realistic. What is realistic? People beat the odds all the time. So be honest with yourself about what it is that you really want. And the reason why I say be honest is because it shouldn't be a goal that's going to sound great to everyone else. It shouldn't be a goal that, I don't know, is something to show off. You know, it should be something that really speaks to you, and that you really don't want to leave this year not having accomplished. Yeah. And be specific about it. Don't be afraid. Don't say, oh, I want to love myself more, whatever. Like, what does that mean? You know, what does that specific, what does that look like? You know, what does that entail? You know, does it entail whatever it is that it entails? You know, even if you're like, I want to find my dream job by the end of this year. No. Let's be specific. I want, by the end of this year, to be working at whatever the case may be. But let's write it down. Let's be honest with ourselves. And then every week we're gonna post. Like I said, every Friday morning we post. You know, this is what I've learned in my meditation, or in my quiet moment for the soul. This is how my soul is being fed. You know. So like I said, I'm going to put up a post and be like, you know, tell me your thoughts, whatever the case may be. And yeah, you guys we're going to go through this journey together. I'm just going to be as accountable as you guys are. And yeah, thanks for watching. I definitely hope you learned something. And I will say this, the reason why this is so important is because you can't fix what you don't see, you know, and you really need to see yourself more than anyone. You need to know yourself more than anyone knows you. You need to love yourself more than anyone loves you, because the truth is, like, you give so much of your power to other people when you don't even know what makes you tick, what is your purpose, what do you want for your life, how do you want to be loved. And I hope these are all questions that you ask yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Yeah, let me know what you think. Comments below, if you think this is a good idea or not, what it is that you want to add to this, and yeah, just let me know what you think, and what it is that you took away from this, even if you choose not to partake in the 4-week challenge. You know, what have you taken away from this? Yeah, thank you.